Hello, and welcome to the Wayfaring Panda. I'm Annette. Today I'm doing a double-page scrapbook layout of some of my hiking pictures in Yosemite, and I'm using this title that I got from Paper Wizard. I purchased this about 3 years ago because it was before the pandemic at the Schaumburg Scrapbook and Stamp Convention. And you can also purchase it online. I'll put a link below. It isn't an affiliate link. I'm just putting it for your information. And I believe at the shows they had a sale, so that's why I purchased from them. Now, I may sound a little raspy because I have a little bit of a sore throat. I'm using art glitter glue to glue my pieces together. It has a fine nozzle and it is also acid-free. Another glue I really like to use is Nuvo Deluxe glue. So you want to make sure whatever you're using is acid-free because you're putting it into a photo album. Now I'm looking at the picture that is on the package so I can see how to layer things. So I started with the brown and then added this kind of green color on top. Next goes this little tan piece with the hiking boots footprint stamped on it. So it has a lot of detail, and I believe these are all laser cut, so it's different than something that's cut with a cutting machine like a Cricut or a Silhouette, or the one that I just got, which is the Brother Scan & Cut, which uses a blade. So I'm just kind of figuring out what goes on what, and some of these pieces I decided I need to glue together before I glued it on. Now, I did notice some of the things, like the Take a Hike and the boot has a lot of pieces, but those are already glued together, so don't have too many little pieces that you have to glue together. I did use another title on one of my previous layouts, and that was for baseball, which was Cardinals. So they had different team sport things. They had things for Disney layouts, a lot of hiking, all different types of vacation titles that they had. So you can look at their shop and see if they have something that goes with whatever photos you're working with. I really like the detail that's on the sign because when you put it together, you can see it does look like one of those park signs, and the colors layer so that there is the dot where the A is and the little triangles that separate the hiker's arms. So it has a lot of detail. And you can line these up by just kind of looking where the different shapes are. And then these trees were actually kind of different. It wasn't paper. It's kind of a flocking, I think it is. It's a green flock, but it's soft. So there's a lot of texture and different types of paper that you maybe could find patterns to cut some of these out on your cutting machines. But, of course, then you'd have to have the paper and the design, because I don't think any of us are going to just put all the work in designing something like this just to cut out one image. And I'm not an artist, so I know I couldn't do it anyway. Now, I do know they had a sale when I was at the Scrapbook Convention. I don't know if they usually run any sales on their website, but you can check that out and see if they do. Now, here I'm just double checking to make sure everything will lay out right, and you can see that the words match up at the top where the different ridges are, and I can tell from this that the boot goes on first and then the words. Now, the sign was the only small pieces I had to go together, and actually it wasn't that difficult. I had my tweezers ready in case I had a lot of small pieces to work together with, but I never did use them. Now, I did speed all of this up quite a bit because I didn't want the video to be too long, but it only took me 15 minutes and I was going at a leisurely pace. I cut all my photos in mats with the Creative Memories cutting system, and I used the hexagon shape for that. I like using that shape because I can get more of the image in. When you use a circle or an oval, it seems like it always cuts off whatever you're trying to get. With the hexagon, you can get what you want centered, and it kind of shows the bottom also, so you don't have to cut off so much of the picture. But this also allows me to put more photos per page since I take a lot of pictures when I'm on vacation, and I like to save both my pictures of myself, or actually it's usually just my sister because I end up doing all the photos. And a lot of people don't like the scenery pictures, but to me that's the reason I go on the vacations, is to see the scenery and the places. And I know as I'm getting older, it's great looking back at the places that you went or went with other people for the memories. And some people say, well, you could just see the picture of someone else. But you know what? Every time you take a picture of a landscape, you're catching a moment in time and place that will never be again. So even though you might have a photo of one place, maybe you go back and it's not the same because it's built up, or the weather's different, or it's sunny, or it's cloudy, or if you're looking at glaciers, they melted. I'm just trying to be funny, but that's true. Now, I did flip over my photo album and look at the other page to see what I wrote about Glacier Point, since I scrapbooked that on the previous layout, and I wasn't sure what I said on that page. So at the beginning here, you see my sister standing at the top of Glacier Point, and then we took the Panorama Trail, which actually can go, I think, 8 miles, and it connects with the Mist Trail all the way down to Yosemite Valley. We'd already hiked up and down Mist Trail, and I knew we wouldn't make it all the way to down that way. We would have had to take the bus up and then gone down so you can meet up with your car. But I knew we wouldn't go that far. My sister's not as much a hiker as I am, so we just walked maybe the first mile or so. If we'd walked 2 miles, we would have gotten to Illilouette Falls, which is where you see in the pictures here. But my sister also knew that we had to hike back up the hill, and she put a limit on how far we could go. So we went as far as we could go, but you can see there was a lot of great scenery, even if we didn't go the whole way. Now, I did say my Yosemite book is kind of warped because we had a flood when we were on our Disney cruise. We had a water pipe break in our bathroom, and it leaked to the basement, which fell on top of my scrapbook. But to tell you about that, I do put page protectors on my pages as I finish, so none of my pages were ruined. Just the photos I hadn't scrapbooked yet, which is, these are all reprints that I had to do, and the cover. So I need to get a cover for the photo album. Now I'm just using my art glitter glue to glue on the trees and the title. I matted all of my photos with the squares I'm using here, and those are just photo splits or photo squares, and I'll put those in the description below also. You can use whatever you like to attach your photos that are matted to your photo album. You can use photo squares, double-sided tape, or glue. You just want to make sure whatever you're using is photo safe so that your photos don't get ruined over time. Now, the scrapbook I'm using is an old Creative Memories. This is their old style where it is 12 by 12, but you see they have the little edges on both sides, so it's really 11.5 by 12. The newer ones are actually 12 by 12. And I like these. I think they still make this type of page, which is the natural color, because I didn't use any pattern paper, but it still looks really good. And I think this color looks great when you're doing scenery type pictures of national parks and places like that. I'm just using stickers from a couple different sticker packs to decorate the page. I'm just trying to figure out which ones go in what spots and are the right color or sayings to go with my pictures. One thing I like to do is when I'm on vacation is to look at gift shops like the visitor centers and the national parks or museums you go to or anything around the area where you go, or little gift shops. Then you're likely to find some scrapbooking material that go with the area that you're in. You can also look online. So I know scrapbook.com has a lot of vacation type stickers and papers to go with different themes. Now at the end my camera did shut off, so there's like 2 different stickers you don't see me put on here, but you'll see those in the end photo. I want to thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like, and if you're not already a subscriber, I'd really appreciate if you can subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful day.